So today's video is a little bit bittersweet to make, because it's probably the last video I'll ever make. In this house, of course. I just don't have enough space here anymore. As I said in the last video, we're moving to a new house with much more space. So today we're gonna go tank by tank, feed everybody, do some maintenance, and just talk about the future. Today I finally got the keys to the new house, and behind me is the entrance to Tarako Cave. Let's go. You can see Leo is full of duckweed in his head. But first of all, we're gonna see if Leo is hungry. You hungry, boy? Yes. In the new house, Leo is gonna get his own room, a huge enclosure within a room. And then this enclosure will go to Pamela. Maintenance in here is very minimal. We need to feed the fish, and that's about it. This tank is now around 8 months old. The plants are finally establishing. They're moving up the background. The misting system just started. Moving this tank is gonna be very, very challenging. I'd have to empty out the water. I have to move the fish and the shrimp. I think I have to completely dismantle the whole tank. So this is a Reptisue knockdown tank that you can basically remove all of this, the top part, and you're left with the base. If I remove the land area, if I remove the water area and the hardscape, if we're two strong people, maybe we can lift it. Next tank we're gonna talk about is Pamela. This is my Brazilian rainbow boa. She's deep in shed right now, so I'm not gonna bother her. I'm just gonna give this tank a light little mist. I do this twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. As I said, I'm not gonna take Pamela out because she's deep in shed. There. You see she's very, very milky in her skin. So as soon as I build the house for Leo, Pamela is gonna go in his tank. This tank is 120 centimeters long and Leo's tank is 180. Yeah. And it's 90 high. I think Pamela can definitely be there the rest of her life. As you saw before, Pamela's deep in shed, so she's not gonna get fed today. I can overlay a clip of the last feeding. It was very brutal, she almost bit me. I'll probably turn this tank into another snake tank or perhaps another vampire crab tank, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you would like to see in the new house. Today I finally got the keys to the new house, and behind me is the entrance to Tarako Cave. Let's go. So you enter the Tarako Cave here. I think I will have a huge aquarium right here. Here, maybe we can have a big table with two terrariums underneath it. And then here we can have some terrariums, maybe another big aquarium here or a big paludarium or something huge here. But then we have another room in here, and what immediately catches your eye is this bar. First I was like, this is taking too much space, I want to remove it. But then I thought, this is a cool thing, maybe I can have an aquarium here. A very big aquarium with like long plants. Actually, that was my girlfriend's idea. With long plants here, you know, a see-through aquarium with fish swimming here. Plants here, and then I will have the editing station here. So I will sit here and edit, blah 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 blah, edit, and the fish will swim here. And this is where Leo will go. His current enclosure will go here, which then will be given to Pam, of course. So Pam will be here. I have so many ideas. So yeah, this is what it looks like from the other side. And I have some nice enclosures here. Maybe the leopard gecko, the frogs, something here, something here. The possibilities are endless. Yeah, so this right here will be Leo's room. I will build a huge enclosure within this room. I think 2 meters times 2 meters times 2 meters. Hey Siri, hur många inches är 2 meter? Okay, so 78 inches times 78 inches times 78 inches. So many activities. So much space here, yo. Yeah, naturally I'm very, very excited. A little bit too excited. Can't wait. But the move is in a week. And then, yeah, and then I will live here. The next tank we're actually going to talk about is the most recent one. This is my poison dart frog tank. What I'm going to do here is take the water dish out, just quickly rinse it, get rid of the debris, and change the water. So this is the first time for me getting poison dart frogs. I was thinking in a new house to have 3 exact setups like this. One with leucamellas, another one with another type of poison dart frog, and another one with another type of poison dart frogs. Maybe connected to the same misting system as well. I can see that we need to drain the water because I've been misting heavily. And while we're down here, we can also check if the misting system needs topping off, and it doesn't. So what you do you should just bring out the tube and you open the tap. Here you can see one on the glass. I think this is the male. One thing I didn't expect with these frogs is that they poop a lot, and they like to poop on the windows. I don't know what's up with geckos and frogs. They always poop on the windows. I didn't expect poison dart frogs to be this fun. I sit here all the time and I just love when I hear them call. I thought it would be much louder, but it's very, very subtle, like. So I was wondering which frogs should I have in the two other ones. Anyway, let's move on. Down here, behind all the moving cartons, we have the nursery Due. It's doing very well, except for the floating plants. I don't know why. Perhaps there's not enough nutrients, something is predating on them. Predating? Is that how you say it? I really like how the wood sorrel is taking off here. It's impossible to see where the crabs are at the moment. They're usually in here inside all of these holes. Yeah, there's one right there. And the more you sit here, the more crabs you see. See, there's one right there. There's two actually. This tank needs a little bit of a trim up. All these water cresses going rogue everywhere. And the next step will be to remove all these floating plants. But I have to be very careful because there could be crabs in and amongst them. I have to go through. See, there's a crab right there. Right there. Ciao. I am going to start a war on duckweed. The duckweed needs to be eliminated. I sometimes think that duckweed is airborne. If you go to a fish store where there's duckweed and you inhale the duckweed air and then you go home and you exhale, breathe into your reptile room, the duckweed spreads. That's 100% how duckweed must spread. I think I've removed all of the duckweed now. Wait, see that piece right there in that corner? Little bastard in there? Like that single piece is enough for the infection to spread. Anyhow, I think I've removed all of them now. Let's go and find some salvinia that we can put in here now. So in the OG shrimp tank, we have a lot of salvinia. I'm just gonna grab a huge chunk like this. And let's move on. Now I wanna do the same thing in Leo's tank. I'm gonna remove all the duckweed. I said that I didn't have to do anything in here because I had kind of given up. Because there's duckweed everywhere. But now I'm determined. The war on duckweed is on. Aj! Stop it! Sluta! Men aj! Lägg av! Sluta! Basta! Ish. So it's been a few days since the last clip. The battle with the duckweed in Leo's tank was lost, unfortunately, but we haven't lost the war yet. We're gonna regroup with the generals, come back with a different plan, and we're gonna kill them all. And the next tank we're gonna take a look at is the Gecko tank. So the other day when I was sitting in the couch, I saw something move in the asparagus ferns. And I couldn't see any crabs. And I know that the geckos are mostly active during the night. But when I took a closer look, I could see a little gecko hiding in between the sticks. So I quickly grabbed the gecko and put it in a container. And I put her in the dark den enclosure. I then went back to the tank to see if there were more geckos, and I found one hiding in the bromeliad. I went back a third time, and there was one just chilling on the glass. A few days later I found another one, which means that we now have 4 baby geckos. So yeah, I'm super happy that they are finally reproducing, but at the same time a bit scared because now they won't stop. They won't stop cloning themselves. So at the moment we have 8 geckos, 4 adults in the crabby gecko and 4 babies in here. These crabs I actually bred myself. They all came from the mothership. First I went into the first nursery where they became teenager, and then I set this tank up. And now they're even starting to breed in here. They're doing absolutely fine in here. They have a lot of hiding spaces. Vampire crabs really benefit from a vertical space. I often see them right at the top of the enclosure just sitting and chilling with the geckos. Here you can see one eating its shed. See, this one just shed or molt. That transparent thing he's holding is actually his own shed. And except from feeding, I rarely do anything in here. All I do here is water changes and mist the tank. Yeah, so today's task is to do some general cleaning of these floating plants. I want to try to remove the duckweed from here as well, and try to see if I can find some more of the babies. I mean, look at this poor bastard. He's all covered in duckweed. This is the duckweed remover X3000. You take the floating plants that you want to clean, then you put them in bucket number 1. You shake them like this, and then you put them in bucket number 2. And then we repeat this process until the duckweed is completely eliminated. And now that the floating plants are free from duckweed, we can now add them back. Now this tank is ready. In 1 week we're gonna move it. This tank is gonna be very challenging to move, especially because I first need to find all the crabs, find all the geckos, and then remove the water, remove the land area, remove everything basically except the background. Same thing goes for the mothership. In here there are a million babies in between the floating plants. First of all, I need to do a trimming, and I need to remove all the floating plants and find all the baby crabs and put them in a nursery. You can see a little baby right there on that Salinia. Alright, so the mothership is looking good again. I put everything in a pile like this just so it's easier for me to move the tank later on. Now I just need to do the exact same thing to another tank in the kitchen. And that's of course nursery numero uno. As you can see here, everything is really overgrown and there's plenty of dead leaves everywhere. Let me just snap my fingers and fix this real quick. It's not looking the best at the moment because I went in with a brutal approach here and I hacked down everything. Now I'm gonna keep my promise here to the maintenance gods that I will keep everything in check in here. This is the approach to the new house. Keep everything maintained, keep everything in check. Don't let anything get out of hand. But yeah, that's it for this tank. If you look here, I have a little jar. If you're a regular on this channel, you know who Bobina was. Bobina was a house spider that I set up a little tank for, and then I rehoused her in the dark den enclosure. But then she sadly passed away, but I saved one of her kids. If it's a female, it's Bobina the second, but if it's not, this is Bob Quattro. I'm gonna see if he wants some fruit flies. Oh, yeah, there he comes. It's going crazy. Hopefully somebody can tell me if that's a male or a female. And while we're in the kitchen, we're gonna prepare a salad for kiwi. On today's menu for kiwi, we have leafy greens, we have a carrot, we have some bee pollen, and we have calcium powder. So we take the carrot and we start peeling it. This can all be saved for the cockroaches. And we just continue peeling the carrot, so we get these shavings like this. We have kiwi's dish here. Take the leafy greens and we put them in dish, along with the carrot shavings, just like that. Sprinkle some of that bee pollen, spray a little bit of water. And now I'm gonna show you a little chef's trick here. This is what you use to make tea normally, but I use it for the powder, calcium powder, to evenly distribute it on the salad. This way you get no clumps and you cover more surface area, just like that. And there we have it, a nice healthy salad for kiwi. Here you go, kiwi. No, 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 Mino. No, you know. No, 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 no. Is she? You can see that Kiwi wants the salad, but she's too lazy to go down and get it. Okay, now she's going. She's going for the carrot, subito. Oh, she really liked the carrot. What is this position, Kiwi? Is this how you eat salad? This enclosure is also going to be a bit challenging to move since it's so big, but 2 strong people can definitely lift this. All I need to do is to remove the glass doors, the substrate and the cork bark. Then I think we can lift it. And then in the new house we're gonna do a revamp of this enclosure. We're definitely gonna add some more plants because the grass, as you can see, is completely dead. If you have any suggestions for new plants that I could add to this tank, please let me know in the comment section. This can't be comfortable, Kiwi. So yeah. So as Kiwi's basking away, we're gonna take a look at the next tank. This is Kiwi's neighbor. This is Arturo's tank, my leopard gecko. He's currently in the tunnels. Oh, he poked his head out. You can see he poked his little head out. I'm gonna go and get a cockroach for him, see if he wants it. Ah, he bit me. That was stupid. Can you come out? People wanna see you. I'm gonna try to lure him out again. No! Let's see if he wants a third one. Come in. Okay, så ja, din feta lilla ödla. So yeah, this is Arturo, my leopard gecko. He's about 14, 15, 16 years old, something like that. He's beautiful. He's a chunky one as well. Many people were commenting that he needs to lose some weight. Moving this enclosure is going to be a bit challenging just because it's very hard to get him out of the tunnels. Now I learned that if I lure him out with food, take him out, put him in a little container, then I can safely remove all this hardscape, remove all the plants and the substrate, and then we can move this tank. I'm not going to bother him too much. He doesn't like to be handled super much. I'm going to put him down so he can go back to his nap. Same thing here, this enclosure really deserves a revamp because this grass is completely dead. Somebody pointed it out in the video that this grass won't make it, and sure thing, it died. Leave Kiwi alone. No! No! Nej! Nej! Nej, 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 nej. Nej! Nej. Yeah, so that's my leopard gecko. Next up, we have 2 nano aquariums. We have one over here and one over here. This is the OG shrimp tank. But let's talk about the smallest one first. This one is a little bit painful to talk about because it was a failed experiment, resulting in the shrimp dying. Because these stones that I had in here can't really see anything. Let me remove the floating plants. This is flint stone, and as you can see all this white stuff on the stone, that's calcium. So what happened is that the calcium leached into the water, causing the shrimp to die, which is very sad and which is something I will never do again. Lesson learned is a stupid thing I did, to be honest. But one thing that has bloomed and exploded is the plants. Look at this nice carpet of hair grass. And the snails in here are actually multiplying like crazy. There are many snails on that little rock that you see right now. See there? There's one there. There. You can see that the CO2 is almost finished. You can see one bubble coming out every second. It should be much more than that, so I need to change the CO2. I'm really happy about the hair grass carpet here. You can really see the roots establishing here. Alright, let's move on to the OG shrimp tank. First things first, remove floating plants. Second thing I'm gonna do is to trim the hygrophila. Next up, we need to trim all this right here. So it's now the next day and I see that Pamela has finally shed her skin. And there's full of snails in it. Yeah, so here we have Pamela. This is my Brazilian rainbow boa. She's such a sweetheart, such an amazing snake. She has grown very, very much. When I got her, she was just a little baby, a little noodle. I can't wait to build her a new enclosure in Leo's current enclosure. She's so strong. I hope you can see her colors and her iridescentness. Yeah, there. You see that blue shine? That's why they're called rainbow boas. Yeah, so I guess that's it for today's video and for this house. So the next video will be about the move. We move the enclosures to the new house, set them up in the new house, and perhaps we even make a new setup for a new animal or something. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe!